Alrighty, so daily recap of GU and EU. Let's start with GU. So we were bullish, expecting price to potentially break that swing high, right? Bullish on the internal. I was expecting price to break that swing high. Swing is still bullish, right? We didn't have any unmitigated supply to react from, so that was a straight push to the upside for me, right? Price was around here, was looking for a price to potentially respect the internal structure and then push to the upside, which happened. So M15 was bullish. Yeah, that was my M15 swing low, M15 swing high. Price was bullish, right? We had that demand at premium, discount. Price came, reacted yesterday from it and gave us that IBOS, leaving us with one unmitigated demand there. But we had another internal structure created. We had that unmitigated demand there. We didn't have any inducement, so price just ran through it. And they gave us another IBOS to the downside. So here I couldn't look for any setups as internal was bearish. We didn't even get a choke until right there. So there was no opportunity, no trade, no entry at this level around here. Price just reacted from that level and pushed higher, and leading us to the IBOS, right? Once we had the IBOS, I was waiting for price to potentially react from the flip. Unfortunately, it didn't. It just pushed higher and kept on pushing higher and higher and higher until we broke the M15 swing high and H4 swing high that I was waiting for, as well as the daily internal high, right? So now we just had that daily boss. So for now, our structure remains like this. So that's our internal low right there, right? We reacted from that level, leaving us with one unmitigated demand there, H4 unmitigated demand. Do we have any other demand? Let me see. That was the extreme. That's the extreme demand too. It's been fully kind of mitigated with that whole wick, but yeah, after we passed above, we didn't really mitigated it, so I'll still put it as the extreme right there. And yeah, leaving us with these two unmitigated demands that we can look for price potentially to react from. So that was our daily. We broke it. I mean, our H4, sorry, we broke it. So now we're bullish on the H4. So that's our boss, our H4 boss. I'll just look for it. H4 boss there. That's our swing low, our strong swing low now. Right. We still have this unmitigated demand as well, right there, that we can see price come into. Yeah, but for now, that's my internal structure. That's my internal low. It is strong, and yeah, so potentially waiting for price to either give us a sort of a pullback. If so, where can we get that pullback from? Well, we have these low resistances that if we break, then we can potentially see price continuing to or starting to pull back, which we exactly did. So we broke those lows, right? LQH4 there, and yeah, we can see a potential push to the downside. So what we get after a pullback, after a boss, sorry, a pullback. So we can see a pullback. We can potentially see some sort of retracement. M15, we have a new M15 range, so that's our swing low right there. All right, and that's our swing high. That got broken, so that's a boss right there, leaving us with a few unmitigated demands right there and there and there. And yeah, that's our IBOS. That's our structure too. So that's our last internal structure there. and that's our last unmitigated demand. So we could be, or we can be very aggressive looking for sells from or from buys from that demand, right? And we have adjustment in all levels, so that's the adjustment. LQ there as well. Oh, wait, that's M15 one. And there as well on the extreme. So we just pushed straight to the upside, right? We have that demand right there. That's an M15 demand, right? And we have no other demand at all. Yeah, we have no other demand. Now what happened is that we have that choke right there, the M15 choke. There you go, that one. So we could see potentially price continuing to the downside, right? Just to form that internal structure and that internal pullback. We have that unmitigated supply right there. All right, that has adjustment to it. So let's see if potentially price will give us any sort of entry tomorrow to look for a short from that level. Did we react really from unmitigated level, perhaps? Let me just see. I think we swept the highs. We didn't even react to that level. We just swept the highs, right? I think that's what happened. And just double check. Yeah, we just swept the highs. So after we swept the highs, we had the choke, which is totally fine, which is good. And yeah, price just pushed to the downside. So now we could see potentially a start of a pullback, right? And a start of internal pullback. The thing is, here's the thing. So internal structure is very far away, right? So after the choke, if we get something like an internal pullback and a continuation, I'll call that as my internal, right? Internal structure, and I'll follow that internal until we get a push to downside and to EQ or to to discount. So yeah, that was my H4. Let me just put that was my H4. Let me just put it back. That was my H4. Let me just remove that one and put it into the hours only. And I see on the daily IBOS there. I just write it right. Daily IBOS, IBOS. So that's our strong internal low now, right? It becomes that one. We still have that unmitigated demand right there. Has adjustment as well in front of that demand. All right. LQ daily there, and yeah, we're also reacting from the unmitigated supply. So that's where we could see potentially price reacting to downside, right? And pushing to downside, giving us some sort of pullback, perhaps. But yeah. So lovely stuff. Had all the bias correct. But unfortunately, we didn't get any pullbacks or any sort of entry or pullback to demands that I'm looking for entries from. So yeah, I think that's everything for EU. So swing is there, M15 swing low, internal is far away, right? So yeah, after that we're just looking to potentially get a entry from that supply and just look for trades to the downside, continuation to the downside, or a pullback, sorry, phase D pullback. Our first target should be potentially this demand right there. That's the only demand that I'm looking at. We don't have any demand or we don't have any strong demand right there. We only have that demand that we reacted from, that I mean we broke, we got the choke from. So yeah. So that's everything for GU. Let's see EU. EU, same scenario, right? So on the daily, I was expecting this potential Let me just remove the alarm. I was expecting this potential supply to fail, which it did, and it gave us the choke right there, daily choke. Right, I was expecting that one to fail, so I was bullish. H4, that was our internal structure. Price basically came to that daily demand and gave us an eye choke, and then price just pushed to the upside. Was waiting for potential entry or any entry confirmation or anything like that, just so I can potentially take advantage of that move and get that move to the upside. But we didn't, unfortunately. We couldn't get any potential trade as we didn't get any mitigation. That's fine. M15. Let's see what happened. So M15 is bullish. That's our swing low, swing high. Right, internal is bullish as well after we shifted bullish on internal yesterday. We reacted to our demand on discount and then we got the IBOS. Today we just ranged, gave us an IBOS or a fractal boss there, pushed to the downside, mitigated that demand, and then gave us an IBOS. So at that moment, just through my demand, price didn't come to mitigate that one, right? And we continued to the upside. Second demand created another structure, price didn't mitigate that one, pushed to the upside again. And our last demand was that one, and we didn't get any mitigation. And yeah, then we got our IBOS right there. All right. And our M15 boss as well, right there. So now our new structure is, that's our internal. And our swing structure is that one. Let me just draw it correctly again. That's our swing structure. M15 swing structure as well. M15 swing low, yep, there. And it's strong. So yeah, now we're seeing some sort of pullback, something like that. I'm not sure if it's gonna push price to the downside or not because we don't have a choke. But yeah, I mean after a bust, I'm expecting some sort of pullback anyway. So that could be the reason why we got that pullback, right? Do we have any unmitigated supply previously that we reacted from today or just now? Not really. This whole liquidity range isn't mitigated, so yeah. That one just got there. Yeah. So yeah, now we have a new swing low, potentially looking for us to pull back to one of the discounts, right? And then we'll see if we get any trading opportunity or any entry. We have that unmitigated demand there. I think that's the extreme because everything here is mitigated, right? So we had that one mitigated, yeah. So that one is the only unmitigated demand that we have, and yeah, that's our range. Let's see if price will give us any setup tomorrow. Hopefully it will do. We have small news tomorrow, not something major. I think it was just PPI, so it's not something major. But after this big extension, I'm potentially looking for price to give us some sort of pullback, and I'm gonna look for entries there.